Hello, welcome. This afternoon, I'm doing MSQ for Shadowbringers, the last of it, if I can. It's only 0.5 of a patch left. So yeah, let's go. Yo, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. If we came hoping for tidings from Krile, I'm afraid we're still waiting, but we do have some odd scraps of news to share. Scraps, she says. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation well in hand, thanks in no small part to Hori, Boulder, and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the Beast Tribes are going even better than expected. Encouraged by Ulda's progress with the Almja, Gridania has opened negotiations with the Exile, believe it or not. All of which is obviously very encouraging, but with the Telepori still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. Begging your pardon, but I come bearing an invitation from the Alliance. A council meeting is due to be held in Alamigo, and your attendance is humbly requested. We were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what is on the agenda? I believe that the intention is to share news of recent developments and discuss what measures might be taken to combat the Telepore. In concert with our new allies, the Beast Tribes have also been invited. It is hoped that they will join us in the fight against our common foe. So the Alliance would bring all of the Beast Tribes into the fold at a single stroke. An ambitious plan given the delicacy of the negotiations, but mayhap an expedient one, considering the threat we faced. Indeed, my lady, and for their part I am told the Beast Tribes have agreed to attend. If the Science too are present, all of Eorzea will be represented. To arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking, not only diplomatically but practically. Pray inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for Alamigo without delay. Then I will bear your answer thither with all haste. We look forward to receiving you at the Royal Palace. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I move that you and your Stola lead our contingent. Given how long you have worked to end summoning, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. I think we've all played our part in that little endeavor, don't you, Yo? All present might rightly claim a seat, I do quite agree, but by your leave, I believe I shall remain here and lend what assistance I can to the coordination of our defensive efforts. I'm not coming either. Emeric will be there and I'd rather not be interrogated. Very well done. While those with a mind to hold the fort get on with holding it, I suggest the rest of us make for Alamigo, shall we? Don't forget to bring me something nice from Alamigo. I shall take this opportunity to gain a better understanding of Sarastinian, being Elzian of like age. 'Tis possible we have interests in common. Mayhap I shall begin by lending him a favorite treatise or two from my collection. Don't worry, I have no plans to return to roaming in your absence. I know you'd only chase me if I did. Yep, same. The Imalja cannot be the only tribe to have been targeted by the Telepori, and none of them will have taken kindly to having their people enslaved, nor their gods turned against them. Like the city-states, every beast tribe has its factions, each with their own agenda, making peace a complex proposition. But if the Alliance can come to an understanding with their leaders, it will be for them to resolve internal politics. Even with this swift intervention of the immortal flames, all too many lost their lives in plague with them. Still closer cooperation between our peoples will be required if we are to thwart the plans of the Telepori. Honestly, the look on your face, eager to bear witness to another historical moment by any chance? I suppose I am, and the fact that our cure for tempering made it possible only heightens my anticipation.
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would! Ah! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay. Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered? Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'shtola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome. I beg your pardon?
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus. A little pretty without gills, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We, Sahagin, will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future, as allies united in purpose.
Make mock of the Ixal, the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets! Pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise me!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, We will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
So, it's gonna be called Grand Company of Eorzea, no matter what I call it.
Might I suggest the Grand Company of Eorzea? I remember a certain someone pondering it once upon a time, and it seems as fitting a name as any.
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
It's a pity it took the threat of annihilation for everyone to cast their grievances aside, but better late than never, I suppose. Forgive me for observing, but Alphinaud seems less than negligent. Might his thoughts still be occupied by the fate of poor Arenveld? The Grand Company of Eorzea. I wonder what Rio and the others, and the other former Crystal Braves might make of it. We have we have won over the leaders. Now the leaders must win over their own people. No small task, I grant you. But we have come a long way since first we joined with Minfilia to bring an end to the summoning. A long, long way. Well, now that we are out of earshot of other delegates, I hope you will forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot upon these shores, and that I was heartened as anyone to see the peoples of Eorzea plunge at their solidarity Yet, even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was the conflict to come, of the sacrifices that would be made, and the lives lost, inevitabilities that I still struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company of Eorzea is the first step of many. Many and more. Elder Seedseer, how might we be of service? I seek Master Alphinaud's assistance in a matter involving Gridania's neighbors, the Sylphs. I know that you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, the bearer to predict the coming of primals, and so you will be familiar with the Sylphs of the Archdown Consortium. Through their dealings, they have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so, it is our hope that we may make use of the self-established line of communication to coordinate the effort of our new fellowship. Yet there remain certain practical differences between a trade consortium and a grand company. If the Sylphs are to perform their task effectively, they will require the counsel of one versed in the operational aspect of an armed force. An armed force founded with the self-same goal in mind, no less. The Crystal Braves, yes. Forgive me, Master Alphinaud. I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. In my hubris, I plotted a course for the Crystal Braves which stretched far beyond the orders of initial conception. One intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. But my plans all came to naught. Built upon a frail foundation of lofty ideals, the order was doomed from the first to collapse under the weight of more worldly interests. And I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. Mayhap I ask too much of you. Not at all. You may count upon my assistance for what little it is worth. By your leave, I shall prepare a report including a list of recommunications drawing on the lessons I learned from the failures of the Crystal Braves. You have my gratitude, Master Alphinaud, and my trust. When your report is ready, pray share it directly with the Sylphs. With your guidance and the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt but that our fellowship shall emerge from the shadow of the temporary and flourish. Until next we meet, my friends. Before committing to anything into writing, there are a number of people whose thoughts I should like to hear. Former Braves, you understand. Might you join me in seeking them out? Thank you. As someone who witnessed the Order's rise and fall, yours would be a reassuring presence. I'll join you. If you're planning to canvass the options of your former comrades, it will be a lot quicker if we share the task of questioning them. Then mayhap Graha can lend a hand as well. I shall accompany Thancred back to the Rising Stones. Between us, I dare say we should be able to provide an accurate enough account of the day's events. We should be glad of your company, Graha. I shall explain the details on the way. It will not be easy to revisit the past, but sometimes one must look back to see the way forward. It, I will take. I take it we will soon be paying the Sults a visit. How fascinating it will be to speak with them in person, though I gather conversation can prove rather challenging. So what's the plan, brother mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I propose is largely written. Not long after the fateful day in Ul'dah, I penned a detailed account of the organization's history from the events that led to its inception to the failings that brought about its demise. This I did primarily as a means of taking some semblance of responsibility. Never did I imagine that I might later be referred to by those seeking to form a similar organization. And while I made every attempt to be objective, the account was mine alone. Its events viewed from my singular perspective. For it to be of use, however, it must be broadened to encompass the viewpoints of all involved. Only then can we answer what seems to be the crucial question, namely, why, after the Crystal Braves disbanded, did some members choose to remain with us after the others did not? I see. You think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new grand company together, and that this knowledge might help us to prevent it from falling apart when those bonds are inevitably tested. That is my hope, yes, but the questions I would ask are uncomfortable to some. As the former commander of the Crystal Braves, I doubt that those who abandoned the cause would welcome my inquiries. Then Graha and I will just have to try. Meanwhile, the two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. A fine suggestion. Have care, however, certain of my former comrades are of questionable character. So keep your wits about you and let us reconvene in Grandadia later on. If you have no objections, I have a mind to begin by speaking with Raoul and Aline. If memory serves, the two of them will be attending the intelligence briefing at Castrum Orans. Let us seek them out there. While such briefings are seldom exciting affairs, their importance in coordinating our efforts with our allies cannot be overstated. In that regard, Alan and Rio have been most dependable. Oh, I didn't expect to see you here, Yo, but if you enjoy the intelligence briefings, you've come to the right place. Charge my phone. Okay. Well, look who it is, and what brings you two here. Wouldn't have anything to do with the big meeting, would it? In a manner of speaking, I have been assigned a task, you see, for which I require the assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. So you want to know why we decided to stick with the Scions, eh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. As real-world tests, I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. For my negligence, I was captured along with many others, and we were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Scions, I hope to redeem myself, and I will continue to serve the cause for as long as I am able. But that wasn't my only reason. When we were finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. And in spite of everything that had happened, everything you had suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. We would not have blamed you had you turned us away, but when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but try to repay it? Nothing, that's what. As for my own tale, well, I've always felt the Scions have something in common with my old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. That was our creed, and I still strive to live by it to this day. But as time goes on, I've learned that strength comes in many shapes and sizes, from Harry Boulder to Mistress Tatru. We've all got something to offer, and not one of us is doing it for personal gain, because we believe there's more important things than that, things worth protecting, which is what what being a Scion's all about. I am at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. Forgive me. Yo, could you? Well, his founding ideals was something to be proud of, but ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swab who signed up with good intentions, there was another who was only in it for the coin, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band, and while I will never forgive Ilberd, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it all for the wrong reasons, eh? Only takes one bad apple, they say, and the Braves had a barrel full of them. Not like the Scions, we might look like a ragtag band of misfits, but deep down we've all got that shared sense of purpose. And why? Because Tatru sifted out all the glory hunters, for they made it through the door. I see. So while our rank comprises a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strength, we are all united in purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer to it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. After the company of heroes went their separate ways, I did try working on me own for a little bit, and I'll admit it was nice being able to pick my own battles. But if you want to make a real difference, you need to find a good crew and stick with them. Speaking of former Crystal Grays, I have not seen Argamos of late, constantly away on missions as he is. I wonder how he fares. Well, I think we have taken up enough of our colleagues' time, and I'm conscious that less life-affirming testimonies await. Let us make our way to Gridani and hear what the others have learned. On the way here, I took the opportunity to write up my notes from our conversation with Elaine and Rial. All that remains is to add Alize and Graha's findings, whatever they may be. When Alize sets her mind on something, there is no stopping her, and her mind was truly set on finding former Braves. For a while, I even feared what she might do to them, but in the event, she was admirably civil, for the most part. Thanks to Tatu, even ever dependable intelligence, we managed to track down a handful of former Braves without any great difficulty. Some were forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Alphinaud, some of their comments were harsh. I can well imagine, but their opinions are no less vital to my report. I seek the unvarnished truth. Thank you. I will set up... Okay, thank you. Thank you. I will set about adding your findings to my own at once. In the meantime, pray go on ahead to Little Solace and seek out Elder Frixio. I will join you anon. Leave me to attend to my report and join the others in Little Solace. I shan't keep you waiting long. I know how playful the stiffs can be. This one's heard, this one's felt, waking has been judged worthy by Lord Ramu. Elder One is most grateful to Walking One. This one's crystal has found a good home with Walking One. Though I had the honor of sharing a table with Elder Frixio and Alamigo, I did not have the opportunity to speak with him. I do hope my studies have granted me a sufficient grasp of his people's customs. Now that I think about it, of the four of us, only you and Alphanut have had any real experience in conversing with the sylphs. Still, it can't be that hard, can it? Welcome, Brave One, and friends to Brave One. How good it is to see Walking Ones again so soon after the meeting. No, be at ease. It is true that these ones once delighted in making Walking Ones dance, but no more. That's good. Horn One Kane-sama said that Walking Ones would be coming to Little Solace. Imperial Ones also invaded Sylphlands and abducted many of these ones, so these ones will be glad to bear messages between fighting friendly ones. That is heartening to hear, Elder. It will require all ones to work in unison to stop the Telepori. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matter of war, these ones will have little experience. Any advice Walking Ones can provide will be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one, and in quite a hurry, it seems. Alice, you must come quickly. Whatever's the matter, Alphino, don't tell me you couldn't read my handwriting. What? No, a Twin Adder officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Charlian has set to envoy, who is due to arrive in Gridania at any moment. An envoy? Could it be that Kryl has managed to sway the forum? We shall know soon enough, but there is more. The envoy has requested that the two of us attend the audience with the Elder Seedseer. Really, I can see why they might want Science to be present, but us specifically? Wait, it isn't who I think it is it? It is. I could scarcely believe it myself when I inquired as to the envoy's identity. I was told that it was none other than Fortunato Levier. Your father? Well now, the fact that a serving member of the Forum had journeyed here would be surprise enough, but him? Quite. I gleaned from this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but why him and not one of the other 98 Forum members? Unless he volunteered for it. It has been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he is concerned for your well-being? Perhaps, but he has always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed, and whenever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. Nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet with him after so long, even if it is secondary to his true purpose here. Elder Fixier, though I am to cut our visit short, we must return to Gridania. Pray accept my apologies along with my report. Never mind, there will be time to talk later. This one won't keep waiting ones for more urgent matters. Go. The audience will be held at the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seedseer awaits even now. Let us be on our way. Don't mind this one. Walking one should head back to Gridania with the others. If this one has any questions about the report, this one will be sure to send word. Okay. After all this time away, it will be good to see my father, even if it is at an official meeting. 99 may seem like rather a lot of members, but before the Forum was founded, every person of age in Charlian was given equal say in its governance. Many of the institutions that are still active today were established by the people's vote, not least the Studium. As Alize and I were constantly reminded during our time there, it is an example of what can be achieved through absolute democracy. Interesting. During my time in Charlian, I heard much of Fort Chalent Levier. He is a gifted speaker, known amongst other things for the uncompromising application of foreign policy. My friends, I thank you all for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Forchant's visit took us quite by surprise, but when the Alliance granted Mistress Krile permission to request Charlian's aid, we did not anticipate so promptly a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover.
Elder Seedseer, I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortuno Leveilleur, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuno, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisoix, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the Primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald, one in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves, but if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, but I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice? It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear. I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike her, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphino, Alizé, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
What?
Father! How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Master Fourcheneau, while Charlian may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Charlian's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait! Don't bother, Alizé!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
It was not so very long ago that we had a friend and neighbor in Charlian, and so I clung to the hope that she might yet lend us her strength. But when she forsook Travania, it would seem she forsook our soul. In order to avoid conflict with Garlemald, the Forum went so far as to order the abandonment of the entire city-state. Their refusal to aid us now is, I am sorry to say, entirely consistent with their historic position. Is it we who walk the path of ruin? Time will tell. So that's what he came here to say? That we're all fools for having the temerity to defend ourselves against the Tempori? And as for the rest, like it or not, this was the Forum's decision, to watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Father was but the messenger, and as he handed down their judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To have prolonged this discussion would have changed little, for it is not only Master Forchant who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Their decision was made ere your father crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Tempori without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intention of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel as they are wont to do? Yo, has Master Forchant arrived yet? Then it is as I feared, my efforts were in vain. I pleaded our case to as many Forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. No, that's not exactly true. I should rather say that they ignored every word I said on the subject without exception. It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they are hiding something from us? That might go some way to explain Master Forchant's performance. When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they genuinely believe that they know how the world will end, and simply disagree with us about the circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they are not as unconcerned about the Tempori as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry. Nor have I fared any better with any other mission researching the Hydaelyn and Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. I've obstructed at every turn. So it would seem, but don't lose heart just yet. With all knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you all to join me here, when the time is right, of course. I am aware that matters of Eorzea stand on knife edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangements. I straight up have always wanted to go to Sharlayan. And so you shall, albeit under less than happy circumstances. It may take a whole while to secure entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything is in order. Look after yourselves in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me cause to hope, yet if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible the Sharlayans hide some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that its exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. And so, for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forums has refused our request for aid, and it falls to us alone to contend with the Tempori. Even with all Eorzea standing united, there is no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Sharlayan intend to do if we fail? With their knowledge, Sharlayan could have done so much for the cause. They could have helped us to uncover the secret of the towers and save the tempered captives, and yet gods. But I'm level 82, when did that happen? Hold up. Okay, not till 86. Oh, that's cool. So it's like a buff in my AoE. That's really cool. Throughout my childhood, I remember grandfather arguing with my father over Sharlayan's policy of non-intervention. And this time it was my turn to play the role. But if even my grandfather could not win him over, what chance had I? If words exist that may sway him, I know not what they are. The Forum includes representatives from all of Sharlayan's central institutions. With them hindering Kryle's investigations, she will struggle to make any headway on her own. While Sharlayan's stance is indeed disappointing, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenges before us. There is much more to be done. I shall begin by sharing the Forum's response with my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, I would ask that the Scions... Grave tidings, Walking Woods, grave tidings. Calm yourself, my gentle friend, what has occurred? These ones who went to see Feather Ones send terrible news. The Destroying Ones have appeared in Zeftopol. Destroying Ones and Capture Ones and even rightful godly ones, feathered ones, didn't stand a chance and weren't just flapping and squawking. When did this happen? Is it too late to help them? Too late, yes, much too late, but luckily destroying ones were only passing through and continued on west. The other ones who did not fight were left unharmed. West, that would be Corthius. My lady, the Ishgardians report that Temporia have emerged from the eastern highlands of Cathorius and are marching at speed. Though their numbers have yet to be determined, the Cartonu Flats would seem their most likely destination. Lord Emmerich has already dispatched his forces and requests our immediate support. Tell him we shall have it. The time has come for the Grand Company of Eorzea to prove its worth. Well, mayhap it is a mercy that we do not have time to stew upon our misfortunes. Come, my friend, let us make haste to Cartanu. Wait, this one almost forgot. Destroying ones were said to be led by cackling rock one. This one must see that all walking ones know. Farewell. Fandanya? Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. I shall have an airship ready to bear you to Cartanu. Pray see to your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once, my lady. Let us away. Okay. Oh. The airship will be ready to depart ere long. I bid you make for the landing as soon as you are able. May the 12th keep you. I have to check something real quick. I'll be right back. Out of curiosity, how these do I have? 265? Oh. Come on, this will only take a moment, alright? Yo, it would seem Fordola has come all the way to Gridania to find us. I have explained the situation, but she insists her business isn't urgent. Aye, and it'll be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. Hey.
Arenvold! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The Chirurgeons say I may never walk again. Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite. All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide. Look, Alfino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them.
Sorry about that.
I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero, do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. Then I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
I rather doubt I rather doubt that Fordola obtained the Churigan's permission before bringing Arenvold halfway across the realm, and solely to deliver a message at that. They should have both known better, but what's done is done, and I will not soon forget his words. After Palgus, then, I had assumed that the Telepari would continue to target settlements, but it is plain they considered Exval a mere obstacle on the road to Cartano. What then draws them to the flats? We must keep a close eye on their movements. You can tell me later what that was all about, but judging by the set of Alphinode's jaw, it appears to have done him some good. Thancred and the others have already left the Rising Stones, and according to the communications officer, Almaja and Kobold forces are bound for Cartanu as we speak. They mean to keep the promise they made in Alamigo, and we must do the same by saving as many of their tempered kin as possible. Anyway, the airship is ready to depart should we get going. Okay, so I don't actually have time to do a long thing committal right now. Because my grandpa's coming over, I want to say hi when he gets here, but I will take a quick break and I'll find something else to do in the meantime.